This is your host RJ with the 411. Welcome to the 411 experience. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with my man Albert. How's it going, man?
It's going good.
It's going good?
Getting used to the weather.
I know it's a little different, huh?
Yeah, compared to Arizona.
Yeah. Welcome to the Northwest, man. Cold, rainy, first day of winter. I mean, this is what it is, man. But let's take a moment to talk about why you're here and exactly what it is that you do.
So I came out here, I got a fight coming up February 1st in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out here with my coach because he moved out here so he could help these guys for their camp. So I had to follow him out here if I really wanted a good shit.
Absolutely. When we say these guys, we're talking about the Benavidez.
Benavidez, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Man, it's a little different. And I heard they just confirmed it and passed it to be legal in Arizona, right?
Yeah, in Arizona.
Okay.
It's really good for me.
Wow. So, what's preparation like for something like that?
For the most part, we do everything the same as boxing.
Okay.
It's just a little bit, maybe more sprints and getting closer to fight month and fight week. Those last sparring rounds, we trim it down because bare knuckle with 5 rounds, 2 minutes. Okay. And depending on how close the fight is, there's a 6th round. And you don't know that until you get there and if the fight's close and they don't want to do a tie or if it's like a title fight, they'll do that 6th round, kind of sudden death who can edge it out the most.
Okay. So so let's take it back. What were you doing? What was growing up for Albert? Like, what did that look like? I mean, were you fighting or were you in the gym? What was that like?
I'm trying to start down because I have a habit of rambling a lot, but it wasn't the best, you know. Okay. It wasn't the best. It was just the way it was supposed to be, though. Okay. But I never really had that father figure or that person to take me to the gym. Okay. As much as I wanted to fight, I wasn't the one that they wanted to push. Okay. The reason why I really started fighting was my uncle was dating somebody that was related to the Michael Carvajal family because they're from Arizona, and their son was a boxer, and he was a couple years older than me, and getting pushed to the side a lot was kind of motivation in itself, like,
right.
You know,
yeah, you're gonna see me.
You know,
that was like fuel for the fire, motivation, right?
The one that nobody wanted to look at, the one that nobody paid attention to. Okay. But I just had this fire, you know what I mean, that just never let go. And when you've been in an amount of street fights that I've been in, right. I never fought anybody that didn't know how to fight. I didn't like to be a bully because I used to get bullied just by like off of the clothes I had on or the haircuts I had. So I always liked picking on the bully. So I always made sure I knew how to fight because especially with the little reputation my family had.
Right.
I was the little brother that was gonna get the other little brothers because my big brother would fight their big brother, and now they want somebody to get theirs back, and now I have to be ready. So a lot of it came from not because I wanted to, but because it was brought to me.
And you had to. Yeah, you were forced to it. So earlier, you and I had a chance to chat briefly about just life and experiences, right? And things that we go through to make us who we are. You know, if you don't mind, because I think it's pretty inspiring and impactful, and you know, because you being yourself now, you are the person who has to give back to the youth, right? They look to you for advice, right? Because of your experiences. You mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's at the beginning, I know it's not the perfect story that you really want to show, so I know my coaches weren't so fond of me expressing my personal stuff like that. Especially so upfront to people about it. Right. But I felt like I had to do that because sometimes people get the wrong impression of me, and I want them to know I've come from. If I could make it to where I've got to so far right now, there's no reason why you guys can't. If you have the tools, if you have the gym, if you have the coaches, there's a saying that being that person that you needed when you were younger. So like I'm trying to, as maturity as this boxing life has given me, and the different looks of life is showing me like it's bigger than just myself.
Right, there's a responsibility attached to it.
Yes, and like when I was younger, I would always talk to older folks about the mistakes and try to save myself from going down that road.
Yeah.
So if I could do that for a kid, even though I have some kids that they love me, and it's like love-hate now, but it's always going to be love from me because I know their emotions are just kid emotions right now.
Right.
And I'm going to keep repeating that to them until they finally get it in their head.
Once they mature.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not going to give up on them, you know? But it also like, still the version of me is like, you want to like, man, don't talk to me like that. But at the same time, you got to be mature knowing like you used to be like that.
So do you feel like that's what makes you fight? Like that's some of the things behind what makes you get into the ring or go to the training camps and train?
Recently, yeah, it's becoming an eye-opener.
Right.
But my purpose and the reason to fight is because more for my daughter.
Okay.
So I know when a father cannot be a father sometimes a father somehow leaves and lives another life, and then the child can never find them. But with me, I'm so upfront, and it's like it's an embarrassing situation that I'm going through, but I gotta be upfront with it so people understand I have a daughter, that I'm not just some guy out here just having fun. No, I have a purpose, and this is what I fight for. And so she knows that she gets older, that daddy wasn't just going around having fun, you know?
He was fighting for her.
The whole time.
Yeah, I respect that. So you have a fight coming up?
Yeah, February 1st.
Tell us about that.
There's in between two opponents. They won't tell me the name yet because like, I have to mature because I have a habit. Once they tell me the name, I kind of start trolling them a little bit.
Okay.
So
I'm not even the reps.
Yeah, I'm not even.
It sounds like it's to protect you.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to go out there trolling.
Yeah, so I had to, learn on the business side on what that is. So I gotta respect that.
Hey,
and,
that's a part of maturing, right?
Yeah.
You're never too old to mature.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I want to learn.
Yeah. So how many years have you been doing this sport?
I went pro in the beginning of 2022.
Okay.
I haven't had the best experience so far, but I think that's how it's supposed to be. Based off of going to my first pro debut, nobody wanted to train the Bare Knuckle Fighting in Arizona. They didn't know what it was, but I had it in me. I've been in street fights, and my opponent, he just throws. So I'm like, I know how to fight, so it's not too much.
Right.
So I went out there. I left a good impression, against an established name.
For
sure.
Sure.
Was supposed to take me out in round 1, and I almost took him out.
Okay.
And we went the distance.
All right.
So it's like
started making a name.
Yeah, these experiences it sucks sometimes, but I hate losing.
Well, I think we all do, but losing is a part of winning. That's part of life. I like to say it's not really it's losing, it's learning.
Yeah.
It's a different L, right? You can take it as a loss and give up, and then you actually did lose, or you keep fighting, and it's just a lesson, and you learn from it, right? And you keep moving. That's life. That's what we do. So how can we watch the fight? Like, how can we watch it?
So luckily Bare Knuckle signed a TV deal with DAZN, a streaming deal with DAZN.
Oh, cool.
So now that, just like tonight with the DAZN app, you can watch the Tyson Fury fight versus Usyk, and then later on tonight on the same app, you can watch BKFC.
Okay, perfect. So to all of our viewers watching, and we'll make sure that we plug that as well, so we can support you. And much success to you and your bright future, man. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being inspiring to the community and the youth. Because like you said, a lot of kids are looking up to you, and they're seeking the guidance and wisdom. And shout out to Senior, the Benavidez, David, Jose, the whole team, Iceman, Daniel, and Diego, man. I think you are in the right circle of champions. I mean, you are who you surround yourself with, right? You want to be a champion, surround yourself with champions. You want to be great, surround yourself with greatness, right? Yes, so I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk to me. This is the 411 experience where we talk to people and get the truth straight from their mouth. Thank you for coming, man.
One more thing, to
Okay.
Julian Lopez, as my main coach, the guy that brought me out here, the guy that put up with all of my stuff throughout the years, that like is learning on how having a relationship with a coach and learning that we both want the same thing. And man, that guy pushes me. Sometimes it irritates me, but he knows how to get that dog out of me. So it's annoying, but he knows what he's doing.
That's the greatness, right?
Man, that's the dog, man.
Man, definitely shout out. What's his name again?
Julian Lopez at JL Boxing Academy.
There it is. Shout out to Julian, man. Thank you again, Albert. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the 401 experience. Thank you. Peace. Thank you, man.